Okay, today I want to show you one of my very favorite bicep exercises. I call them reverse spider curls. You can call them whatever you want to call them. The idea here is we want to get the forearm out of the motion, and instead of using the part of the bicep that we usually do down by the elbow, we want to get way up here by the shoulder. And there's a reason for that. So let's go over the anatomy quickly. If you know the anatomy, this is the humerus. There's the ball that goes into the socket. It goes down, and then here's your two lower arm bones, radius and ulna. And behind the humerus, we would have the scapula. And I'm going to draw that basically as a triangle with a little, I drew it too big, a little hook. That's probably not supposed to be there. It's supposed to be over here more. The whole thing should be shifted this way. But there's a coracoid process. That's going to be important later. So let's go over some of the muscles that we want to focus on. And I want to start with the one you don't know about this group. So the biceps is easy, but this coracobrachialis is a muscle we want to try to do that. And it goes from the coracoid process to the humerus. And that muscle goes from there to there. And it crosses the shoulder joint. And so it kind of looks like that. And it's in there with the biceps, beside the biceps, sort of lying in hiding with the biceps. And then the biceps themselves, easily enough, you know that they go from below the elbow onto the lower arm bone. And they run up to two places, again, near the coracoid, and then we'll just put a space also on the scapula. They do not at all attach to this upper arm bone, the humerus. They run up this way, and there's two places they go to, and that muscle, of course, you're very familiar with. That's your biceps. Go into two places up here, both past the shoulder joint. So what's important here is that all three of the muscles that we're going to work on here go over the shoulder joint. And that's important when you want shoulder stability. So yeah, these muscles are going to bend the forearm down here. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to do a curl and we're going to bend the forearm. But we're going to be thinking way up here with the coracobrachialis and the upper portion of the biceps. You really want to work yourself down to a flat position. But we're going to start here because of how much flexibility we have or don't have. If you need to go up a little higher, go ahead and start there. But we're going to start here. Do a regular curl, Jax. Just a regular old curl in this position. And this is a good exercise too, just as it is. There's nothing wrong with this exercise because it gets this part of the muscle and tendon stretched, which is what we want to. But we want to take the knowledge that we have about how this is put together and maximize it. So to do that, first thing we're going to do is go down and turn the dumbbells out and let them hang. Now in this position, I want her focusing, pulling this part of her arm, not this part. This part will work just fine. Everything will happen. What we want to do is start a motion by flexing here, the coracobrachialis and the upper portion of the biceps, and pull the elbow back. So the first motion is to pull back. And then this will follow on the way up. And she's going to tuck this dumbbell underneath her armpit. That's it. Good position. And then down. Do one more. And so start by pushing back against me here. Push back. Good. Good. Now keep those elbows driving back. You're working very hard to pull the elbows back just as much as you are as pulling these up. Now, if she were to cheat, this position's easy to cheat by just bringing the elbows under. When the elbow is underneath the dumbbell weighs nothing to the bicep. But if we pull the elbow behind, now the angle of this wants to pull the bicep open, and it's really hard. Do one more, and then we'll take a rest. So pull back first. Excellent. Excellent. Now twist your thumbs out. Really turn out. Good. We really want to supinate maximally because that'll fire the bicep up. Now her tendency is going to want to let that elbow come forward. She's going to pull it back. She's going to tuck this up under. And the last straw, we'll do one more. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I said one more. We'll do one more after the one more. Last one. Do everything you've been doing. Pull this back. Turn that out. Supinate. Keep it back. Tuck it under. Now, press it against your ribs. Pull it in. And that really activates that coracobrachialis that we were talking about. Go ahead and let it down, take a rest, and we'll come back to it in a second. I'll talk about why that would be good to train the coracobrachialis and the biceps in this way. I mentioned stability. So for the bench press, if you were going to be benching, give me your arm for a second, Shields. All right. You can see that those muscles are all also involved in raising the humerus up. Not just the pecs and the deltoid, but the coracobrachialis. It's now out to the side. And both heads of the bicep are crossing this shoulder joint. So one, yeah, we want coracobrachialis strength and development for stability, and biceps strength and development for stability of the shoulder, but they also help the anterior deltoid and the pec move that humerus up. So biceps, I usually talk about the biceps for the pressure down here, the tissue leverage that you can create down here. Here I'm talking about what happens at the other joint that they're involved in. And I'm adding in an extra muscle, not just the biceps, but the biceps plus the coracobrachialis. They all cross there and they all sort of work together, and you can flex them together. Let's try one more set, and then that'll be it. That's enough. That's the whole deal. Just do a couple reps just to drive this point home. So to reiterate, we want to think up here. Think down here and just start down here. Just do a half rep and just, that's different to stop. Now, I want to see you think, start up at the top. Yeah, the motion starts here. You got to do that in your head. Elbows are coming back. Thumbs are twisted out. Pulling up underneath. Not letting those elbows come forward because they're going to want to. Tuck them under. Pull back, pull back. And now push in for 1,001, 1,002. And that really activates that coracobrachialis. One more, and that's it. That's the deal. That's my favorite biceps exercise. The reversed spider curl, I call it. Tuck those elbows back. Tuck those elbows back. That's beautiful. All right, let it rest. That's the general exercise. So I hope I've got you sold on doing some bicep works for your bench. And I hope that this idea of the coracobrachialis being strong and stable lights a fire under you and you really train these hard. Thanks for listening. I hope this was useful to you.